Hey, my name's Suka. I've been playing gacha games for about 10 years now, give or take. I started with Epic 7, played Alchemy Stars, rest in peace, and Hoyo Games, Nikkei, Brown Dust 2. You get the idea. I've been around the block. Been playing for a while now. What I want to talk about today is the equipment system and why I think it's an outdated, horrible system, a trash system. Gacha games are required to create a system that brings players back every single day. And that system is usually used with energy. You usually get a max limited amount of energy, and once you spend it, it comes back at a slow rate. So it causes you to come back every day so you don't waste it. Some games have you use this energy to spend on progressing the campaign, leveling your character, leveling their weapon, or farming material to level whatever skill tree system that game may have. Now, what do you do when you get to endgame? There's no more campaign, your character is maxed out. What can you use it on? To this end, they have an equipment farming system implemented to ensure that players have something to spend that energy on so they can keep coming back to the game every day. Now, this isn't a bad thing in itself. A system like this makes sense to implement, especially for a live service game, because you need your players coming back if you're gonna make money, and players need something to do in between the major patches of content. So why did I say this system is shit? It's because of the amount of bloat and time actually required to create a perfect set of gear for a character. Using Hoyoverse games as an example, since it's the most popular series of gacha games in the market currently, equipment comes in a set with its own specific buff, either increasing a certain elemental damage or an effect that buffs the team, what have you. Within this set, there will be a number of different pieces of equipment that you have to gather to create a full set. Honkai Star Rail has a 4-piece to a set that provides a bonus with 2 pieces or a 4-piece combination, as well as an additional 2 slots for an orb and rope combination with their own effect. Now comes the annoying part, and that is the randomized stats. First, the main stat. Honkai Star Rail's helmet and gloves come with a set main stat, so we don't have to really think about that, which is nice. While the chest and the boots, you have to pull from a pool of different stats. And on top of that, we have substats that come from a large pool of random stats as well. Most of them, trash. Now, without Hoyoverse confirming it, I'm sure there is a certain weight applied to the stats that you pull. For example, for a main equipment set meant for a main DPS, I'm sure they weigh non-essential stats higher, like flat HP, flat defense, higher than crit rate or crit damage to ensure that you don't have an easy time finding the stats that you want. This is ass. I've been playing Epic 7 for about 5 years, and I've never gotten a perfect equipment piece for any of my heroes. None. I've always at least been 1 substat off, which is annoying as hell. And there's really no way of changing that, so back to the farm we go. Great. Now, if you're a casual player, you probably won't care about min-maxing stats and would only care about getting the right equipment set and main stat for your character. That's fine. You don't need perfect gear at all. Now, I don't know what sort of player I am. I'm a bit casual, a bit serious. I think I'm really in between. All I know is I'm tired of rolling shit substats on my gear. Honkai Star Rail is now at 3.0 patch, and I have 4 full teams of characters, and not one of them have 1 perfect piece of gear. Not one. Now, I'm going to mention this later, but Honkai Star Rail did implement a new crafting currency item that allows you to pick the substats you want, and another item that readjusts stat allocation after the fact, which is great. It's a good start, but I don't think that's enough. Look, I can still clear endgame content. I'm not looking to zero cycle anything. That doesn't matter to me. So why do I need perfect substat gear? For the satisfaction. To feel rewarded for the time I put in. To feel a sense of accomplishment whenever you fully gear the character perfectly. I haven't had that sense at all. I farm every day to hopefully find the right gear so I eventually feel it. See, I'm the kind of guy who loves farming for the ultimate weapon in Final Fantasy. I'm the kind of guy who likes farming for the ultimate Keyblade in Kingdom Hearts. You don't need it to finish the game, but it's just so satisfying. and the feeling of accomplishment when you do get it and completely demolish the endgame boss just feels fantastic. So, all that said and done, what can we do instead? First off is the easiest way. Reduce the pool of substats. Plain and simple. In Honkai Star Rail, just get rid of the flat stats. No one uses them. No one is happy to see them. Just get rid of them. Flat HP, flat defense, flat attack. No one wants them. Everything else is fine. Just make sure the stats are weighed evenly so we get a fair chance of getting the stats that we want. Otherwise, implementing a new item that artificially changes the stats after the fact, like what Honkai Star Rail has done, is a good idea. My problem though is the scarcity of these items. To the point where we're going to really max out maybe one character at a time. I'm not sure where they're planning on adding these items, but we do need a way to farm them. Another option to just do away with gear randomization overall. Instead, we could farm materials to create the gear piece and choose the stat we want for it. This can be adjusted in amounts of mats we get per energy spent. Or we could have a different system to bring players back to the game daily, such as farming for premium currency at an extremely low rate per energy spent. Just an idea. I'm not a game dev, so I don't have the experience needed to create a great system that will provide both complete player enjoyment and also a sense of FOMO forcing them to come back so they don't waste that energy that's accumulating. Gacha gear grinding sucks. That's all I got. Let me know what you think. What ideas do you have that you wish gacha games would implement regarding equipment? Are you fine with it? Do you have a way for it to improve? Do you hate it? Complain. Complain in the comments. Let me know. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I've been Suka, and I'll see y'all later. ためにある我が身真実となるはいつのいぞ